Hello students, this is Vishen sir. Today is my 20 video, and in this video today we will see the third type of elasticity of demand, that is cross elasticity of demand. Okay, and in the previous video I have completed the different types of income elasticity of demand. Okay student, so before going to start cross elasticity of demand, yes, let us quickly revise the previous type, that is price elasticity of demand and income elasticity of demand. Price elasticity of demand means demand changes only because of change in price and other factors remain constant. Yes, there are 5 types of price elasticity of demand: perfectly elastic, perfectly inelastic, unitary elastic, relatively elastic, and relatively inelastic. Okay, after that the second type is income elasticity of demand. What is the meaning of that? Income elasticity of demand is the ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded upon percentage change in income of the individual. It is called as income elasticity of demand. It means the demand changes because of change in income of the individual and other factors remain constant. Okay, and there are 3 types of income elasticity of demand. Yes, positive income elasticity of demand, negative income elasticity of demand, and zero income elasticity of demand. Yes, positive income elasticity of demand happens in the case of normal goods. As income increases, demand also increases, so the slope of demand is upward. Okay, second, negative income elasticity of demand. Yes, negative income elasticity of demand happens in the case of inferior goods. Yes, inferior goods are low quality products, very cheap products, cheap goods, so it is inferior goods. So in the case of negative income elasticity of demand, yes, there is a inferior goods. So increase in income of the consumer reduce the inferior goods, means as income of the individual increases, the consumer tends to buy superior goods. So when the consumer tends to buy superior goods, means there is a fall in inferior goods, demand for inferior goods fall. Yes, so the slope of demand is downward in this case. Yes, already we have seen in the previous video, for the negative income elasticity of demand, the slope of demand is downward. Yes, as income of the individual, suppose this is the original income, as income of the individual increases, so demand for inferior goods decrease. It means if the demand for inferior goods decrease, means there is an increase in superior goods as income of the individual increase. So slope of demand is downward in the negative income elasticity of demand. Yes, and in the zero income elasticity of demand, number third, in the third type, zero income elasticity of demand. So in this case the slope of demand is vertical. Yes, means demand is inelastic. Yes, and it happens in which type of goods? It happens in necessary goods. On the y-axis we take income and on the x-axis we take demand. Yes, so what happened in the case of necessary goods, whether the income of the person increase or whether the income of the person decrease, there is no change in demand for necessary goods, it is constant. So it is a vertical slope. Slope of demand is slope of demand is vertical and it is parallel to y-axis. Yes. And what are the example I have given in the necessary goods? Necessary goods are like medicine, salt. Yes, these are the example of necessary goods which is very necessary for life. So its demand does not affect whether the income increase or decrease. So it is called as zero income elasticity of demand. Two more types are there, but it is not there in your syllabus this year, so I will not teach you. Yes, so you just go through all these three types of income elasticity of demand. Okay, student. And today we are going to learn that is cross elasticity of demand. This is the third type of the elasticity of demand. Yes, so what is meaning of cross? Even the word says its meaning. Cross means there is a opposite. Yes, opposite in the sense the demand changes, the demand for A commodity changes because of change in price of B commodity. Okay, so it is not related, it is a cross. That's what is called as cross elasticity of demand. So how we can define? The cross elasticity of demand is the ratio of percentage change in quantity demanded of A commodity upon percentage change in price of B commodity, where A and B are name of the commodity. It may be anything. Commodity A, it may be anything, and price of B commodity, it may be anything. Okay. And the symbolic name of change cross elasticity of demand is EC. Yes, symbolic name of price elasticity of demand is ED. Symbolic name of income elasticity of demand is EY. And the symbolic name of cross elasticity of demand is EC. Okay. So the formula of cross elasticity of demand is delta QA upon delta PB. Okay, EC is equal to delta QA, means change in demand A, change in quantity demand A upon delta PB, price of B commodity. And if you expand further, you will get this equation. Symbolically EC is equal to delta QA upon delta PB, and further simplification you can see EC is equal to delta QA upon QA divided by delta PB upon PB, and when you solve further you will get delta QA upon QA into PB upon delta PB. And if you solve further, next step, after this step, the next step is delta QA upon delta PB into PB upon QA. Nothing is changed, but we just bring this value here and delta QA goes there. So cross elasticity of demand is equal to finally delta QA upon delta PB into PB upon QA. Okay student, where you can write the full name of every abbreviation. Okay, delta QA means change in quantity demand of A commodity Delta PB means change in price of B commodity. Yes, and delta QA means the original demand for A commodity, and PB means the original price of B commodity. Okay, let us see the different types of cross elasticity of demand. Yes, so there are three types of cross elasticity of demand. Yes, and we can also see with the diagrammatical representation. Okay, first type is positive cross elasticity of demand, and it happens in the case of substitute goods. What are the example of substitute goods? The substitute goods are tea and coffee. Yes, and why it is called as positive cross elasticity of demand? When the price of tea increase, then the demand for coffee increase. So here what happened? Suppose, see the diagrammatical representation. Yes, it is a rough diagram for understanding. Yes, slope of demand is positive. Positive means it will slope like that. So on the y-axis we always take price, and on the x-axis we always take demand. Okay, so there are substitute goods like tea. So when the price of tea, so we will write tea on y-axis and coffee on x-axis. So what happened? Suppose this is the original price of tea and that much is the demand for coffee in initial situation. Suppose in future when the price of the tea increase from P to P1, so what is the reaction of the consumer? The consumer immediately switch to purchase coffee. So when the price of tea increase, yes, it leads to increase the demand for coffee. Why? Because tea and coffee are substitute goods. Both are having the same features, both are having the same characteristics. What? To give the freshness to the people, to give the freshness to the consumer. So somewhere it also show the rationality of the consumer. When the price of the tea increase, and today's consumers are very rational. Yes, so they don't want to spend extra money on tea because the same type of commodity available in the market, that is coffee. So when the price of tea increase, there is a increase in demand for coffee. So that is the reason the demand curve slopes upward from left to right, that is positive slope, upward sloping. An upward sloping demand curve is a positive slope. That's why it is called as positive cross elasticity of demand. And why it is called as cross? Because increase in price of tea, yes, increase in price of tea leads to increase the demand for other goods, that is coffee. Yes, so it is a cross relationship. Yes, it is a positive cross elasticity of demand. It happens in the case of substitute goods like tea and coffee. You can see some other example which are having the substitute goods like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. Yes, Slice and Maaza. Yes, Colgate and Pepsodent. Yes, Lux and Rexona. Yes, so these goods are substitute goods, and those who are substitute goods, the slope of demand is positive, that is upward. Okay, so this is the first type of cross elasticity of demand. Let us move towards the second type, that is negative cross elasticity of demand. Negative cross elasticity of demand. So what happened in this case? In this case, it is opposite of the first type. Yes, negative cross elasticity of demand is the opposite of positive cross elasticity of demand. So in the positive we have drawn demand is a upward sloping, and in the negative cross elasticity of demand we will draw the demand curve in a downward sloping. Let us see the rough diagram. Okay, it is just a rough diagram, student, for understanding. So it is a downward sloping, DD is a downward sloping, in which case it is a negative elasticity of demand. I will give you the reason why it is called as negative elasticity of demand. Okay, always we take price on y axis, demand on x axis. Yes, and the negative cross elasticity of demand happens in which type of goods? It happens in the case of complementary goods, and complementary goods are those goods which is jointly demanded by the consumer. For example, car and petrol. Yes, car and petrol, it is a best example for complementary goods. Yes, so when the price of petrol, suppose we take the petrol on y axis and cars on x axis. Okay, so when the price of petrol, suppose this is the original price of the petrol, this is the original price, original demand for car, but in future, suppose when the price of petrol increases from 60 rupees per liter to 80 rupees per liter. Yes, suppose when the price increases from P to P1, price of petrol increase, what is the effect on demand? The demand for cars decreases. Yes, because it is a tendency of the human being, when the price of the petrol increase, yes, there is a fall in demand for cars, because nobody can purchase the car because day by day increase in price of petrol. So price of petrol affect the demand. So higher the price of the petrol, lower will be the demand for cars. Why? Because car and petrol are joint demand, joint goods. If you purchase the car, you have to purchase the petrol simultaneously, immediately. Yes, so negative cross elasticity of demand happens in the case of complementary goods, joint goods, whether the consumer demand the both goods at the same time. Yes, we cannot purchase car separately and petrol separately. We have to purchase all these things at the same time. Without petrol, the car will not run. So it is a joint goods. So in this case, when the price of petrol increase, demand for car decrease, and vice versa. Suppose in future, when the price of the petrol decreases from 80 rupees per liter to 50 rupees. So because of fall in drastic change in price from 80 to 50, the people tends to buy more car, because decrease in price of petrol will motivate the consumer to purchase car, because at the low price many people can easily afford the car. So demand for car increases as price of the petrol decreases, and vice versa. Okay, so it happens in the case of negative cross elasticity of demand. Okay, student, so you can also take down this diagram for the negative cross elasticity of demand. Okay, let us move towards the third type. Okay, zero cross elasticity of demand. Zero cross elasticity of demand. What happened in this case? In this case, yes, in the zero cross elasticity of demand, it happens in which type of goods? Yes, you just guess. Positive cross elasticity of demand happens in the substitute goods. Negative cross elasticity of demand happens in the case of complementary goods, joint goods. And the zero cross elasticity of demand happens in the non-related goods, or we can also say unrelated goods, like tea and books. Yes, like tea and pencil, like sugar and cloth, like sugar and books, because both goods are having different characteristics. Tea is having different characteristics and books are having different characteristics. Yes, tea is providing regeneration, means freshness to the consumer, and books is providing knowledge to the consumer. So these goods are not related to each other, they are unrelated goods, they are not related goods. Yes, so increase in price of tea will not affect the demand for books. Why? Because these two books are non-related goods, these goods are unrelated goods. So it is zero cross elasticity of demand. Let us see with the diagrammatical representation. Yes, again I ask, it is a rough diagram, student, you just understand. So price on y-axis, demand on x-axis, and which goods? It is a non-related good. So we'll write the price of tea on y-axis and we write demand for books on x-axis. So what happened? So we will take the demand as a vertical slope. Why? Because when the price of tea increases, whether the price of tea increase from 30 rupees to 40 rupees, yes, there is no change in demand for books. Demand for books is constant. Or for example, second example, we can say whether the price of sugar decreases from 30 rupees to 20 rupees, for example, still demand is same, no change in demand. Demand is perfectly inelastic. So here demand is no change, means the value of demand is 0. That's what is called as zero cross elasticity of demand. It happens in which type of commodity? It happens in the case of unrelated goods. Okay, student. So you can write all these three type of cross elasticity of demand. Yes, so in this way, in today's video we have seen all these three types of elasticity of demand. Student, don't get confused. Types of elasticity of demand is different question, types of price elasticity of demand is different question, and types of income elasticity of demand is different question, and types of cross elasticity of demand is different question. Okay, because you have to clarify your answer, what you are writing. Yes, what is the question asked in the paper and what you are writing as the answer. Because this year, in year 2020 February exam in economics, the question come, explain different types of elasticity of demand. Means you have to write the meaning of elasticity of demand, you have to write the price elasticity of demand and their types. Yes, income elasticity of demand and their types, and cross elasticity of demand and their types, because the question is elasticity of demand. Yes, if the question comes, explain different types of price elasticity of demand, then you write only price elasticity of demand. Yes, if the question comes, explain different income elasticity of demand, then write only different types of income elasticity of demand. If the question comes, write types of cross elasticity of demand, then write only cross elasticity of demand. Okay, so it is a full-fledged question we have prepared for the exam. You just note down all these things in your notebook. Okay, so I stop here, student. And what we can see more, so yes, so you just focus on all these three types, and in the next type we will see what are the different methods, methods to measure the price elasticity of demand. There are three methods: ratio method, total expenditure method, and geometric method or point method. We will see in the next video. Okay student, so I stop my lecture here. You just note down all these things, take a proper scale, pencil, eraser, pen, and draw the diagram of every type. Okay, so there are 5 types of price elasticity of demand. Yes, 3 types of income and 3 types of cross. How many diagrams are there now? There are 11 diagrams, 5 plus 3 plus 3. So you draw all these diagram in your notebook with the proper y-axis. Always write there price, and on the x-axis write demand. Yes, after that you just go through the all different types. Yes, if it is price and demand, then write price on y-axis and demand on x-axis. If it is income elasticity of demand, then write income on y-axis and demand on x-axis. If it is cross elasticity of demand, then write the price of a commodity on y-axis and write the demand for b commodity on x-axis. So in this way you can write the answer. Okay student, I stop my video here. We will see in the next. Thank you class.